10 games played since last episode, and whilst we might be top of the table, and yes, we do have a good goal difference, it's a very, very close league. There is not a lot of points between the teams in that table. Last episode, you might remember, however, I was very unhappy with Guerrero. I was shouty, ranting and raving about the fact he wasn't living up to his billing. Yeah, things have changed for him. 7.41 rating, 7 goals, 6 assists. You can see here recent performances, for the most part, very good. What's the secret? The answer is a little bit of a role change. We are playing him out on the right-hand side as a trequartista. Rather than starting him narrow as an attacking mid who drifts wide, we're playing him as a trequartista who's going to get in narrow, tuck in, and allow Ricky D to come on the overlap. And, well, yeah, he did a blooming good job. When we look at him as a trequartista, just to show you here, he ticks pretty much every box, minus the finishing. But finishing doesn't matter, that stat is a lie. And I think a player who exemplifies the fact that it's a lie is Hjalti Þórarinsson. This guy, oh my word, this guy. 19 goals in 15 League One games. Yeah, it turns out you don't need a brain to play at this level. If you can run quick, jump high, run with the ball a little bit with your dribbling, pass, have some technique, and some good consistency, yeah, you can turn up and perform. Signed for £28,000. He's already valued at 1.9 to 3.4 million. That's one of our ESC players. Remember, ESC players need to play, I think it's 80% of league matches during the first year of their contract to then qualify for a regular work permit. Mkize is our other player who's on an ESC contract. He's going to the African Cup of Nations with South Africa, and he's gone for a month. So the odds on him getting that 80% threshold have just dropped a little bit. And also, we have to deal with life without him. Whilst he's not been flawless in terms of ratings and performance, he's still a blooming important player for us. Now, originally, my plan for this episode was to do the games against Port Vale and Bolton. We eyed them up as two teams up there at the top of the table. Bolton now in 5th, Port Vale now in 7th, and this plan really has fallen apart because the game against Bolton got postponed because we're in the FA Cup second round, taking on Hastings United. So Hastings have ruined everything. As a result of that, today's episode is going to consist of a home game against Port Vale and then a game against Wigan. Wigan in this universe, just not very good. Media prediction is 17th. They are actually up in 10th. Now I've said they're not very good, they're probably going to beat us. They are unbeaten in a long while in the league. This might not be easy. Yes, folks, welcome back to Park to Prem. Today, by the way, is episode number 48. We are inching closer to episode number 50. No idea what we're going to do to celebrate the occasion. Maybe we'll do a slightly longer episode or something. Before I get too far into this video, I just want to let you guys know there's a special video going up on the channel later today. I have partnered up with a certain football league in the world of football. They are a league in Football Manager. And I've done a video for my channel in conjunction with them and a video for their channel. So keep an eye on the channel, 5 PM today, there will be another video going up, and on top of that, I will link it down below if it's after 5 PM UK time. Go check out that video, go check out the one on their channel. It's a really cool opportunity to work with this league. I'd really like to work with them again, so any support you can show would be amazing. Now, before we cover the 10 games played since last episode, I didn't discuss transfers last episode, mostly because there wasn't any interesting first team stuff. But you know what? We should talk about the transfers that have happened. We've signed a youngster from Ross County. I wonder how many times I've said that during this save game. Luke Shield has joined us here. He is a good little option, I feel like. 19 years old, signed on a free transfer. We've loaned him out to the Southern League Premier Central Club in Farnborough, just trying to get him some minutes. Given the fact he's 19, he'll never get homegrown at club. I'm hoping some minutes might help his development. And you might have noticed on the outs, we have had a few departures out on loan. Zhang Non has headed out on loan to Colchester, one of 2 players who departed for Colchester this window. He was the young centre-back we brought in from Liverpool. I did question if there might be a chance to get him into our first team, but actually, he's not getting near our first team, and I feel like regular first team football in League 2 could do him a world of good. Another player that definitely applies to is Norman Hamilton. This guy was a tear away at the end of last year, not turning up for training. As a result of that, I'm hoping that a trip to Colchester is going to screw his head back on. He has been playing for them in League 2, yet to make an impact on their first team, but he got 10 goals for us in League 2. Colchester United only relegated down to League 2 last year. Media prediction of 6th currently down in 19th. They are not having a good season. What it does mean, though, is maybe our young players will get lots of football with them. A couple of other players who went out on loan. The first, Lloyd Hope, a player who had some mad potential when I signed him after he was released by Chelsea. Then he joined us and the potential just shrunk. So I don't know if my coaches are lying, if the scouts were lying. I'm going to hope that at 19 years old he can fulfil some of his potential. He is headed up north to play for Dunfermline Athletic in the Cinch League One of Scotland, the third tier. Regular minutes he has been achieving so far. Keep an eye on his development. If I'm being honest, at this point, I feel like we're just looking to sell him on for some money before his contract's up, which I've noticed is up at the end of this year. I've also noticed he is on that £650 a week. I feel like occasionally I make bad transfers. Lloyd is one of them. The only other player who's headed out on loan is Declan Quinn. Another player whose contract is up at the end of the year. This guy, not good enough. Signed him a long time ago, was a punt at the time. The punt hasn't paid off. He was out on loan the last couple of years, hasn't scored, which is a striker you kind of need to do. And if he's not scoring in the Southern League Premier South and the Isthmian Premier Division, he's probably not going to score for us. Just in one other little bit of loanee news, Sergio, the young Spanish centre-back who's developing amazingly, it has to be said, playing over in the Netherlands, has just qualified for a work permit. I got it on appeal. We had I think it's a 90-day period or a 180-day period. I think it's 180. That you have to wait between appeals if they're turned down. He has now been granted a work permit. Might be tempted to bring him back in January, although to be fair, he's doing pretty bloody good out on loan, so maybe I shouldn't bring him back. I'm not sure yet. He does fulfill a similar job to Mkize in terms of very good defending and kind of doing the jumpy stuff. The whole running thing, not a strength of Sergio, and in fact Mkize, even better at running, which really is saying something about how bad Sergio's running is. I would never ever play him as a right back. I hope Canberra aren't playing him there. Anyway, that's how some of our players have been getting on further afield. Let's go back home and talk about these results. Last episode, emphatic one. That 7-2 win against Watford. A Watford team who are now up in third in the leagues. They are a very, very good team. Like I mentioned, I have been shifting the system, and you'll notice here, if I just drag things out here, we updated the tactic as of the Crew game. We have a run of games here where we've played 6 League One games, all against teams in the bottom half. So these were all games we should have been winning. Pleased to say we have won them. It's put us in a great spot at the top of the table. Very conscious of the fact that difficult games are on the horizon. Now, important to note, first game that I played with the new system was this one against Crew. We won 6-2, amazing result, really, but you'll notice Guerrero got a 6.7, and to be honest, when he got a 6.7 playing here, question marks had to be asked. I was not overly happy with what I saw from him. What I was happy about was the fact that Ferrarinson scored 5. Yeah, 5 against Crew. That is mean. 2-1, Guerrero, goal and an assist. It was this performance here that made me think, maybe we're onto something. Maybe this trequartista out wide can work within our system. I think the results speak for themselves. Saying all of that, we did actually lose to Burton in the very next game. 2-1 defeat in this one. Gasparini's own goal proved fatal. Real shame he scored an own goal there, because besides that performance, he has been absolutely faultless for us. 4 goals, 3 assists, 17 appearances. Northampton apparently won him on loan. You know what, I'm going to break their heart here. He's not available for loan. I'm really sorry, Northampton Town. To kick off the month of November, we had to play MK Dons in the FA Cup first round. We drew against them playing a completely rotated team. The fixture schedule's been a little bit rough. I really want to put a focus on the league, but they didn't perform in that game, the rotated team. Played a full-strength team for the very next game against them. We won this one 7-2. Yeah, emphatic performance this one. Jude with a hat-trick. Ferrarinson with a hat-trick, and yet Guerrero got man of the match. 2 players getting hat-tricks and neither of them get man of the match. And presumably, one of them doesn't get a match ball either for getting their hat-trick. I'll let them fight over who gets the match ball. Of course, we won against Watford last episode 7-2. The goals continued to flow in the very next game. 6-0 against Barnsley. More variety in the goal scorers in this one, but Guerrero did pick up a brace. After that, Pizza Trophy rotated team didn't perform very well. Mike McCartney made his long-awaited debut, conceded 3 goals. Wasn't impressed by him. Back over in the league, though, 3-1 win against Salford was amazing, and most recently, Forest Green Rovers 0, Rugby Town 7. Yeah, we score 7 a lot. Guerrero in this game, 3 assists, 2 goals, 10.0 rating. A flawless performance by this man. Playing as that trequartista out on the right-hand side, tucking inside, as you can see from the average positions. feel like we might have hit gold with this system. There's part of me that does wonder, Ngoma, you know, if he could play attacking left mid, would I play him as a trequartista out on the left? Would I go trequartista mad? I feel like trequartista is a role I've never played before. I've probably never said trequartista so many times in one episode. Let's say it again. Trequartista, ladies and gentlemen. We love it. Anyway, today's opposition in Port Vale are a formidable team. They drew their most recent game against Reading, who are right now second in the league. So they are not a team we can afford to be complacent about. In fact, if you look at the league table here, they're only 7 points behind us. This is a very, very competitive league. Queen's Park Rangers have 2 games in hand. Win both of them, they would go to the summit. So although we're top, there's that little asterisk to put next to it. Our performance in this game today is mighty important. It's actually mad how much the goals have been flowing lately. I feel guilty about the fact Goldsmith is not starting in this game. I mean, he's got 8 goals in 15 appearances in the league, 8 starts to his name. But Jude has 9 goals to his name. He's been amazing too. And then Ferrarinson has just been the best of a bunch. I mean, it's a good problem to have when you have too many goal-scoring strikers, I suppose. One problem that's less good to have is that with the move to the right attacking mid, have created a little problem for myself. That problem being, I don't have that many players who can play right attacking mid as a trequartista. So if Guerrero ever gets injured, we'll probably just go back to the narrow system rather than, you know, stick someone who's a round peg in a square hole. Well, we don't have a ready-made replacement. Maybe something to keep an eye on. Saying all of that, Jervain McCulloch have already started to train to play out on the right-hand side. Can already naturally play at left attacking mid. Is he a trequartista? I'll let you be the judge. Suppose 2 other little bits of team news to mention. Ryan Morgan has now locked himself in at left back. He impressed me last episode, has locked down that position with loads and loads of assists. And of course, with Nkize away on AFCON duty, there is a little bit of a centre-back hole. Andreni is going to play alongside Gasperi at the back. We've got the San Marino Italian link. They're going to be on the same wavelength. It's going to be magical, I hope. Also, I didn't mention it before, Keely's back from injury. We love to see that. To be honest, Isaac was good, wasn't he, last episode? I don't think he made a save. Somewhat relieved we've got our number 1 back. Okay, we have got an early corner here. Timmy's whipping it in. It's going to be headed away, but Ferrarinson's there, gives it to Guerrero. Timmy, what can he do? The answer is run straight into their right back, but he's keeping the play alive. Guerrero, little step over there, whips it back post. That header from Ngoma, not far over. I love this. We've played 5 minutes. Guerrero's on a 7.0. Trequartista, ladies and gentlemen. Keely out from the back. Lays it wide to Morgan, who's going to go back to Keely here. Andreni now in possession. We're knocking it around the back. I feel like we should keep an eye on Guerrero's movement here. Watch it. You've never seen a trequartista play out wide. Don't pretend you play one in your own system at home. No one has ever done this. I'm a completely original Football Manager creator. Ngoma, find Guerrero. Guerrero's in a little bit of a pointy thing. You know, the new animations in Football Manager coming into their own. Here is the trequartista. Ferrarinson's in behind. Ferrarinson scores. It's another assist. It's his 23rd goal of the season. We're in November. I think back to past Park to Prem legends. Stephen Gold, Kavan Williams. Players who have done it at this level with no finishing whatsoever. Ferrarinson, get him in the Hall of Fame. Okay, we've got a set piece to deal with. These have been a little bit of a kryptonite. If I was going to point out a weakness in our team, set pieces scare me. Although, what we could do here is catch him on the break. Ferrarinson, hit the accelerator, son. Look at him go. Dribbles past everyone, squares it, falls to Jude. His shot rattles the crossbar and it could have, maybe should have been 2. I will say, despite the fact we've had a load of highlights in this game, Port Vale are having shots in this game. We've had a couple of matches this year where we just smother oppositions. They don't have chances. We keep them locked in at the back. It's not really been the way here. They've now hit the woodwork. They could still have a chance from the rebound. Ricky D, though, heroic defending, gets it away. Half an hour played it. Don't feel like this is all done. It's definitely not. Also, can you remember Harry Darling wanted to sign him in the summer transfer special? He went to Port Vale, didn't he? He's not having a great season for them. He's playing at left centre-back for them today. Don't know if I should be alarmed. Gasperi's on a booking. Keep an eye on that, Timmy. We're keeping an eye on you. Gasperi goes forward, get back. Oh, I don't know if I like the yellow card. Who would I bring in? I think I've got McLaughlin on the bench. Or have I got Chambers on the bench? I've got someone on the bench if I want to change things at centre-back. I must admit, the Nkize injury is one of those things that... well, not even injury. I guess it is kind of like an injury. He's gone to the African Cup of Nations, so he's not available. It's one of those things I'd never really considered a possibility, so the fact it's now happened is problematic. I mean, so far in this game, we're on course for a clean sheet, but as you can see from the 9 shots Port Vale have had, not exactly been secure at the back. Okay, we might be a goal up. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. They are motivated. No complacency in the Rugby Town household today. Morgan on the near side. The number 15 has been sensational at left back. The Welshman came in, bit of a punt in the transfer window. He's been very, very good. We could have a chance here. Ricky D could shoot, could cross, should cross. Guerrero shoots blocked. And I've spent the whole episode bigging him up. And he's missed a goal that was half open. I won't say it was an entirely open goal, but the keeper was on his bum. Oh my word. What has Ferrarinson done there? What was that? Guerrero's inside. I'll tell you what, the turn by Ferrarinson was incredible. Guerrero's missed another one. He's still got the best rating of anyone in our team. I'm annoyed. Right, Timmy, we had a few corner highlights. Can we make something happen here? The Gasperi-Andreini partnership at the back's been good thus far. And in fact, it was Ferrarinson who headed wide there. Both our centre-backs are on 6.6 ratings, but they are on course for a clean sheet. So with Football Manager logic, if we keep the clean sheet, they'll suddenly end the game on 7.4s. Because that's how Football Manager works. Ngoma, Jude, this is nice build-up play, isn't it? Jude drifting wide. Ngoma, Timmy, has options right. Ricky D is one of them. Could go on his own, does go on his own. Ricky D, third goal of the season. He loves scoring for you guys in the live comms. Really nice build-up play here. Jude drifts out wide, opens up that channel of space for Ngoma to find himself in. Ricky D's on the overlap on the right-hand side, and we just overwhelm them. Quick switch of play, caught them narrow. We double our lead, and with an hour played, it's time to make subs. Don't feel like we need to overcomplicate things in this one. Sam Fay's going to come in for Ngoma, who's not been amazing today. Jude's going to make way for Goldsmith, who is very capable of scoring. And at the back, McLaughlin is going to come in to play left centre-back. Can perhaps feel a bit hard done by McLaughlin that he's not in our team for this game, starting with Nkise out. But it's fair to say that the 33-year-old has shown signs of decline this year. He's not the player he once was. You can see from the average positions here and how much higher our team is. The press that we've had has meant that they've had a lot of the ball, but they've kind of had it at the back. That's not to say they're not a threat, but in this second half, they have struggled to create anything. I thought for a second they were about to create something. It's gone off target. Everything's fine. It's been a good performance, to be fair. Yes, we've taken our chances well. Yes, we have conceded a few opportunities, but Keeley's put in a 7.2 performance. And in spite of the fact our centre-backs are both on bookings, both on 6.4s, we're going to get the clean sheet. We're going to get the results. We're going to stay top of the league for now. And, we have Ferrarinson and Ricky D to thank for that. Few teams didn't play today, so that's why teams have shuffled around a little bit. But QPR have moved up to second. They still have 2 games in hand as well. This could be the team to be fearful of. They are a good little team. Also worth noting, they have a tycoon owner. Yeah, they were relegated from the Championship, despite having a tycoon owner. Make of that what you will. Also, their highest earners on £55,000 a week. £55,000 in League One. Our entire team's on way less than that. The world's gone mad. If you were wondering when we take on QPR, it's in the midst of a January, transfer window, but also just a packed January. There's a lot of games in the next couple of months for us, isn't there? February's going to be very nice. Anyway, speaking of matches, one more coming your way today. It's against Wigan. I have already done the Wigan away day, but with 3 days of rest, we're going to hopefully rest up the players, hopefully be able to play the exact same team that played the last game, and maybe, just maybe, get the exact same result again. We need wins. Let's make another one happen. Couple of little bits of news before we get into the game against Wigan. Firstly, Nkise, first cap for South Africa. Would have been a little bit annoyed if they'd taken him away on international duty and not used him, but great to see him getting games. Somewhat relieved we didn't give him a wage rise after international appearances. I feel like he's probably going to get a few more caps for the South African national team. And the other little bit of news that we have is that I have now completed my Continental Pro license. Round of applause for me. Well done me. Let's look at my profile here. I kind of look like a competent manager all of a sudden. That feels good to say. Anyway, we are going to attempt to prove that competency in this game against Wigan. In terms of the team, I have rested up the players. Ryan Morgan is struggling a little bit for fitness, as is Guerrero. You know what? I might live to regret it. Luke Chambers, I am going to bring in at left back for Morgan. I feel like these two players are battling it out for that left back spot. And whilst at the moment it's definitely Morgan's spot to lose, we need to be able to rotate the team. And I feel like Luke Chambers, in spite of the fact he did get sent off earlier this year, is a player that on his day can play well. Is it his day today? Let's find out. You may have also spotted on the lineups that Timmy was unhappy yet. Timmy not happy at the moment because he wants a new contract. He's got a 4-year deal, and his contract is a full-time deal. He's not getting another one. Heading into today's game, I thought that this would be the easier of the two matches, in spite of the fact that we are on the road against Wigan here. They are down in the table. They are a team with a media prediction way down towards the drop zone. As for ourselves, well, our media predictions suggest that we should be up at the top. We're currently up at the top. But, well, having had an easier run of games prior to the Port Vale game, it's now important that we keep this run of form going. And given the fact this is one of the more winnable games over the next month or two, it's one I definitely want to see us get a result in. Masters forward, Ngoma, Jude, lays it back to Chambers, who, well, is really putting in a case for why he's in the team. Although, to be fair, he has won it back well there, the number 2. Timmy, from range, shoots. I mean, he's unhappy because I'm not giving him a new contract. If he thinks that's going to change my mind, I've got some bad news for him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the goal, Timmy, but this is not what's going to get you a new deal. Time will get you a new deal. He's contracted to 2033, and to be fair, the keeper's thrown there, hasn't he? Their keeper has let that go in. That was our first shot on target of the entire game. It took over 25 minutes to make that happen. Their goalkeeper's now going on a wander. I feel like I'm beginning to spot who might be the problem in this Wigan team. I think it might begin with an F and end in a Y. Faye, for them, has not been good. Ricky D, look how many players we've got forward. Timmy is one of them. Masters, oh my... I mean, that's better than Timmy's. Masters deserves a new contract. Ball was spread wide here by Ricky D. I was half expecting him to put the ball into the box. There were so many players there surging into the middle, but actually Masters just found himself with time and space. Don't think the keeper can be blamed for that one. 2 goals in 2 minutes for us. Wigan on the ropes. They are swinging, they are shaking. Can we get that knockout blow? I feel like a third goal would be that. Ngoma to the byline. Floats in. Ferrarington's there. Can't keep the header down. 5 minutes left of this first half. We have looked very, very good in this game in terms of just getting ahead and then not letting them do anything. It's far from a classic thus far. If we could get a goal here, I'd consider it a classic, even if there's only 10 away fans behind the goal to witness it. Luigi Gasperi scores, decides that rather than celebrating in front of the away fans, he's going to go and celebrate in front of the Wigan fans. Fair play. Timmy, I've just noticed, has got an assist with that ball in. Still not getting a new contract. A rare game, this one, where the strikers haven't been the stars of the show for us. I'm going to tell the players I'm happy. At 3 goals up, I am going to use this as an opportunity to rotate things around a little bit. Goldsmith on, Faye on. Do I want to make further changes? You know what? I think this might be a live commentary debut. Ricky D, have the day off. Sean Nesbitt, welcome to the first team. This is a guy who's been developing really well under the radar since we picked him up on a free transfer this year. And he's going to play now. Playing the ball around the back to start this half. Gasperi gives it to Chambers. There are options in front of him. Goldsmith, well, was one of them. That was not the ball that was needed there. Chambers isn't exactly having a great game, is he? I know we're winning 3-0, but he's not looked like the guiding light of this team as we can bring it forward. Churchy whipping it back post. Owen is there. Chambers does win his header, to be fair, although we've already seen a few bangers into the goal at this end of the pitch. Maybe this goal has some kind of magnetic effect, or maybe we're just lucky with our long shots. Ngoma's given away a penalty whilst I'm rambling away. Who's taking it for them? It's Boniface. That can't be the Boniface, can it? That is not... That's not the one we think it is. Surely not. Can confirm it's not the Boniface you're thinking it is, although it is the one I tried to sign in the summer who turned me down. Why do all my former players score against me? Or not even former players, just players I like to sign or look at the profiles of. They all haunt me. Guerrero, by the way, Trequartista, I've not said it this game. If I say Trequartista, it will give him his powers. He's not on a very good game. Could arguably take him off in this match, although with a 2-goal cushion, maybe it's a little bit soon to be celebrating that, although... Gasperi's just scored. We are bloody good at these set pieces. Short little corner routine on this occasion, and Ngoma on that wonderful effort of his, whipping it in. Captain Fantastic, leading by example. Gasperi there to add another goal to his collection. With that goal as well, he is now on for the hat-trick. Could we see the rare centre-back hat-trick? Probably not, but if we get a penalty, it could happen. Guerrero's going to play it for Nesbitt, the youngster, has scored on his live commentary debut. Biblical scenes for the right back. I said Trequartista and Guerrero got an assist. Coincidence? Probably, but I don't think so. Okay, 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. I'm afraid to say that the hopes of a Gasperi hat-trick might be fading. Keeley is going to launch it long. Ngoma Well, was under it, didn't win the header. Chambers wins the second ball. Masters dinks it. Goldsmith is there. Faye's in the middle. Goldsmith could go on his own. He doesn't. He gives it to the youngster for his 4th of the season. Rugby Town and goals. It is a tale as old as time. And against a weaker opposition that we should be beating, 6-1 definitely flatters us. Definitely a game where we just took every chance that came our way. That is a really, really good result for us there. Unfortunately, Queen's Park Rangers, I've just noticed, did not play. So they now have 3 games in hand on us. Are 7 points behind us. Elsewhere, Watford have a game in hand on us. They are already 5 points behind us. We've had a nice, easier run of games. We are going to be tested very soon, and well, I imagine one of those tests will what we'll be back for next episode. Let me know down in the comments, have you used the trequartista roll? If you have you been using it out wide or in the middle? Is there any tips you could give me for how I might be able to make better use of it? I feel like it's finally great to see Guerrero, who's in the Media's Room 11, putting in the kind of performances his attributes suggest he's capable of. Like I mentioned earlier, there is another video coming your way today, one that I'm pretty excited for. It's really cool to be able to partner with a football league, especially a league that I do actually have an interest in. So if you want to support that content and it's after 5 PM in the UK, check down below this video. If you're watching earlier, come back to the channel later. That would be appreciated. Thank you so much for your support as always. If you've enjoyed today's video, do drop a like. And until next time, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.